Okay, everyone. Morning. Oops, sorry about the sun. Sawmill Bill 70 here. Yesterday, what you're seeing me do here is investigating what happened with my pellet grill. I've had this for quite a few years. Well, probably, I'm thinking 3. I'm not sure, 3 or 4. I'm not sure, but. And I never had an issue like this, but it caught fire yesterday. It took forever to light, which was and I usually do it the way they're supposed to do. When I light it up, you keep the lid open, because if it builds up a lot of smoke and gases, it will explode. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, and it did pop. It went, and but it wasn't real bad because the lid was open. But anyway, this was just cleaned before we used it, and I don't know why it did what it did. So I'm going to investigate it and see if I can fix it. If I can, I'm going out and buying another one. I'm not going to. I love these grills. My favorite food is pizza. But anyway, let me bring you along to see what we find out here. You can see how it was burning. It was just out of control. Now what I want to do, I'm going to get a vacuum and I'll vacuum out the fire box again. It was done just before we used it the last time, and I don't know why it did what it did. But it may have a malfunction in the sensors or whatever makes it operate, but I'm not sure. Okay, I got the vacuum out here. I'm going to vacuum this out. I know you can't see anything, but actually I can barely see anything. It's dark in there. Alright, I cleaned out the firebox. There's no sense in me showing you. You can't see. I mean, I'm even having a hard time seeing it. All right. Pretty easy to assemble this. It just sits over the top of the firebox, like so. Okay, I'm guessing we can fire it up and see what happens here. So I have it plugged in. I have it turned off right now, so I'm setting the temperature to, we'll just say 225. Just see what happens here. I hear the worm gear moving. I don't see any pellets moving. That's the hopper you're looking at now. Dumping a few pellets in, I think. Maybe we can take this off to, yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it's dumping pellets in. So that's working. Normal, it seems like. Yesterday, it was an uncontrollable fire. I mean, it just erupted. I don't know why. I hope it's just a fluke. But it winds me up to the fact that, you know, until it gets going normally, I wouldn't walk away from them. And there's air blowing in there. I can feel the air. Yeah, okay. So the blower's working. Now, I don't know how many pellets that puts in until it ignites, but it should start igniting in the next couple minutes. And when it does, you'll see smoke. Yes, I see a glow down in there. It's starting to ignite. And it's starting to smoke. We're going to put this over just like it would be if it was operating normal. Battery's probably going to go dead here before I get a chance to video it. Starting to smoke. Yeah, she's smoking a little. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the smoke is just like it's supposed to. That's the way it's normal. Yes, it's smoking good now. Yes, that's normal. But yesterday it was smoking so bad you couldn't even see the grill. It was horrible. Now this is normal smoke here. This is normal. See, really the fire hasn't started yet. It's still like smoldering. I'm not going to get too close to it because if that thing erupts, it's going to throw flames out. Not looking good. For some reason, you can see the fire in there. It should sound like a jet engine going off, but it's not. But the smoke's clearing up. Maybe that's the way it works. I never watched it. Now the smoke cleared up. It looks like it's running normal. But it should be making more of a noise. I'm assuming that's normal. I really don't know, so. But it's not smoking. Yesterday it was, the fact is it killed some wasps that were flying overhead. The smoke brought them down, killed them. That's quite I never realized it burned like that. It's the first time I've watched it. I think I said that before. I said it again. That comes from getting old. I guess that's it. I'm going to turn this down. See what happens here. I have it turned all but off. I mean, the next click I think is off. So. Now my tape might shut off at any minute here. Like I said, my battery's flashing red. Okay, it's dying down like it's supposed to. Fact is, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, that way. Now it should normally just die completely out. It has to burn up the pellets that are in there. I think it takes like 10 or 15 minutes for it to actually shut down. And that's how you're not supposed to flick the off on switch. You leave the power on and it's got to cool down on its own. It's got to run through the cycle. Yeah, see, the fire's getting less and less. It's working properly now. Good. I don't have to buy another one, I hope. Yes, it's just about out. Alright, it's working normal. Okay, that's going to do it for this portion. I got some other things I'll add to this. I'm going down to the shop, so I'll show you what I'm going to do down at the shop. But this was the first thing. I just uploaded a video for tomorrow, but now, like I said, this one's get another video going. I don't have any videos ahead. That's because of the weather we've been having. But it's supposed to get hot. It's supposed to get up to 90 today, and I think someday next week it's supposed to hit 100. So, and it's not bad. It's not humid. It's just a nice morning. But anyway, that's going to do it, and I'll pick this up when I get down to the shop, and I'll show you what I'm doing down there. Okay, I'm down here at the shop like I promised. And what I'm going to do here is really different than what I've done before. I'm down here, and this is what I call my electronic room in my wood shop. And basically that's where I have all my electronic stuff. You know, it's and if you see over here, I have a jukebox, a Wurlitzer jukebox. Now I have one just like it up at the house, and it works. This one does not work. I bought this a lot of years ago on eBay, and I really didn't want it, so I just put $50 in, and it won. But anyway, so I had to go to Ohio to pick it up. It cost me more money, a lot more money, 3 times more money in gas to go get it than I paid for the jukebox. So anyway, that being said, I'm here and I'm working on a VCR, 4-head VCR, a subsonic, I think it's called, 4-head video player and recorder. First to record too. And I haven't done anything with it yet. I just plugged it in. I didn't turn it on yet. I don't know what's wrong. There's a tape in it. I'll tell you that right now. And you know, I assume the tape's in there because it won't come out. But anyway, let's turn it on and see what happens here. I don't know if you have it. If you're even in the picture. We'll try that, see how that works. Try to get you a good view, but I don't have a lot of views, so angles. So here we go, we're going to turn it on. And the power light come on, and it says tape in. I don't know if you can see that. So I've got to hit the power. Powering up. And shutting down. So, guess we're going to tear into this and see what we can find. And I just repaired one up at my house, and it's a bigger unit. I have one down here that's got to be repaired too. That'd be my next one. But this one here, the one I did up at the house was a cassette tape to DVD. It copies. It's transfer. And I actually got it working. It wasn't working. It wouldn't take a tape. It wouldn't. It would turn off just like this one's doing. And I ended up fixing that. And the reason I left that up there and I did that up there is because I have a bunch of home movies on VHS tapes that I want to convert to DVD. Or not DVDs, but SD, digital. So I have it because I was converting them to DVD, but now DVDs are fading out. So there's no point in doing that. If, you know, you're not going to be able to have anything to play them on. So right now the end thing is memory cards, SD cards. So I bought a unit that converts them and puts it on the DVD card. So I will be doing that in the upcoming days, especially if it's going to get as hot as they say it's going to get. It's supposed to get up around 100 degrees. Not today, but sometime next week. Now this is Saturday. But anyway, let's hit the power again, see what happens. Nada. Same thing. Alright, so we're going to pull the plug on this and we're going to start, let's see what we got to do to tear it apart. I don't even see any screws in this thing. Oh, up here, on the top here. There's 3 screws there, and then I can slip that out probably and take the front off. But then shut the power off. Okay, the power light's still plugged in, but I have it on a strip, so I just turn the power off. So anyway, let me get my glasses on so I can see where you're at, see what I'm doing. Boy, was that ever easy. I love it. All right. I'm going to take you off the stand here so you can see in there. And I'll tell you what, it is clean in there. And the power supply, so far the caps, I don't see any of them bubbled or leaking. So I'm thinking the power supply is good. So we're going to kind of go with that that's going to be okay. I don't know what this is over here. And believe me, I'm not an electrical technician. I'm just dabbling right now. I figure if I can't get it fixed, just throw it out. And, whoa, what's that? This here's, let me get a pair of pliers here to pick that out. I don't know what that is. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Huh. I don't like seeing, or whatever it is, it's broke. So part of it is stuck somewhere and I don't know what or where. Alright. Let me the belt on the motor here, and this runs the mechanical part, which you know, like loads the tape, offloads the tape. Well, it's not turning anymore, so. Alright, anyway, and this is what I was talking about if I didn't. Well, let's turn it on and see what it does. The head was spinning. You can see it slowing down there, yep. But it won't stay on. Now I got to figure out how to get this thing out of the box. Very interesting. Wish I knew what that was, though. I might figure that out later. You never know. But I'll bring you back. I'm going to take this out. I'll bring you back when I get into it a little further. Okay, I took this belt off. This belt. I took it off this pulley for this motor. Now it doesn't move when it was connected. Now when I turn it on, you'll hear it. And it's spinning. So, I don't want to stick my fingers down in there, but anyway, it's still hot. Let me cut the power. Power cut. Yeah. Now it's turning now. Alright, next something you watch me do. That's a slow thing, so I'm going to see if I can get that to work. See if I can get this tape out of here. Alright, I guess I'll take the front of this off. They just have clips. And clips on the bottom. This here is probably going to have a ribbon on it, I'm thinking. That's rough on the fingers. There we go. Okay, nothing on the sides. Now the top snapped in again, so that'll just pop off. Okay. Oh. Wow. That, yeah, nice. All right, now what are we looking at here? Nobody knows. What I'm really looking for, and it's called the mode switch, and that's what usually goes. They don't go bad. What they do, they get dirty, they oxidize, they don't make contact anymore. And that tells you the positioning of where the tape's at, if it should be playing, if it should be ejecting. It tells you all that stuff. Found a hair in there. Interesting. Boy, that's really packed in there. I can't, wow. Alright, I'm trying to figure out how to get this out of here, and I don't know. Huh. I should pop these off. Oh. I don't know. I don't know how to go any further with it. This is a strange one. Very cheap, but oh, okay. Well, see, the problem is I have to. All right, I'll bring you back. All right, I took 5 screws out. Now I'm hoping I can pull this off. Something else holding it here. There we go. Oh, easy so far. Now here's what I'm looking for. Get you up right here. This is the mode switch. From what I'm told. I don't know. I wouldn't know a mode switch from a non-mode switch. But anyway, I got to pull this off. And we'll take a look at the connections. And I think that goes in. See that hole right there? Or that pin has to go in that hole. That way everything is lined up, and but I think what might happen, what's going on here is, This thing's going to pop and fly. I know it is. And there it went. Another prediction I had right. Yeah, it could use a cleaning. It's not real bad, I mean, but if it's not making good contact, it just won't work right. Or at all. So, I'll bring it back. Alright, now, I've got some contact cleaner. I'll spray it on here, and actually I don't want to spray it on there. I want to spray it on a Q-tip. Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not. Pretty dirty. All right. All right, now with this, yeah, I don't know if you can make that out, but the little fingers, got to be very careful with them. Alright, what I'm going to do here is just brush up over top of them. One direction. Alright. Now that we've done that, this is the part that I'm not crazy about, but I don't know if we can get a better shot here. But what I want to do is just, let me see, let me get, okay, that's it. Just wanted to push these up just a little bit so it puts a little more pressure on those connector plates. Now, what I want to do is take some antioxidant electrical and This will help lube it a little, but it also help keep them from oxidizing. And then I'll do a little, I don't even know if you've seen that, but anyway. Then I'll put just a little bit on the Alright. Now we got to snap this back in. There it is. Alright. Now I'm looking over the board here and I don't see anything else. I'm looking at all the caps. I don't see any of them out of normal. They're not bulging. They're not leaking anything. I'm thinking that's it. Oh, one thing I did want to do while I have this open. I don't know if you can see that. But, another Q-tip here. And I'm going to spritz it with some, right here. That is like an electric eye. I don't know what you call it. It's infrared. I think it's called an infrared. I'm going to clean that. Alright, that's cleaned. Now, I'll be back. I got the unit back in. I got it where it belongs. I got the mod switch matched up. I don't know. I've got to put this belt back on. I don't know if you can do that or not. But and guess what? I got to tear it back apart again. I got the wrong belt. Oh, I don't have the other belt on. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, I got the belt put on underneath. I didn't show that. I forgot to turn the camera on. Now I'm fastening the mechanical part of this unit down. And where's this one go? Here. All right. Gotta see the front panel, see which. Okay. Thinking this is power. Okay, let's turn it on, see what happens here. Nope. Well, it wasn't the mode switch, apparently. I think it's mechanical. This part here, I don't know where it came out of. I don't know what it's from. And I think that's the key to making this thing operate. And I don't know what it's off of. I know it wasn't a spare part they left in there. But it is broke. But I don't know where it goes. So it looks like this one's pretty much a bust. I might just tear it apart, get the tape out of it anyway, somehow. Take a sledgehammer to it probably. That'd be the best thing. But I don't know what the oh, one of the reasons it's not working, I don't have this belt on. It doesn't help not to have the belt on. Okay, that motor runs. Yeah, it's definitely a mechanical issue. It's not electrical. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I backed this wheel back as far as I could, and it won't go any further. So I'm going to turn it on and see what happens. Nothing. Try it again. I don't know what that was. A lot more investigating to do on this one. Alright, I got the tape out. Here it is. It's unmarked. I don't even know what it is. I'm trying to see in here something's wrong here. I just can't see where this piece is missing. I'm going to turn it on here and see what happens.